Sup guys, it's Joe here, and welcome to my F1 2016 career mode. Season 3, round 15, we're at Singapore, and it's not looking very nice now. Oh dear, that weather's not looking very nice at all. Oh, it's going to rain towards the end of the race as well, so that's going to add a bit of drama to this one. Now, as with Monza, I will be taking a back-of-the-grid start again. This is because I recorded Germany, Spa and Monza all on the same day, and I've only recently got round to watching back the Spa video, and I've realised just how bad the driving is, so I will be taking an additional penalty here from the back of the grid. Anyway, we're in practice run now. I've completely missed that corner there. It's a bitch of a corner anyway. But we're at Singapore now. This is, I'll be honest, not one of my favourite tracks. In fact, completely the opposite from that.
Good work. You seem to have a solid handle on the lap.
So we're doing our qualifying pace run, and we're looking really good so far. We've had a better time of it than we've had our track acclimatization, which I just do not want to talk about. The car is just really reluctant to turn on that. We seem to have just got past that now. We're doing relatively well in this stage of the session, and we should be looking good to set a good lap here. Oh, bit of a wide berth there, but you know what? We have done it. So I'm confident I can make up a few places from the start, and then we'll go from there. Singapore generally tends to be a bit of a crazy race. Before I skipped FP1 because it was just chucking it down with rain, I looked at the weather forecast. There is a chance of rain towards the end of this race, so that will throw in another variable. So let's see how far up we can make it. I'm pretty confident we can still get some good points out of this race, even though this is a race. In all my time of playing Formula 1 games, I have finished literally once, and that was my 8th place finish in this career mode, actually, for the first season. So, odds aren't entirely in my favour. Nice Hunger Games reference there. Oh, heavy rain. That's going to make things very interesting. Right, let's go. This could be potentially quite a long race. So patience is the key in this one. It's lights out and away we go. We've made a relatively decent getaway. The two Red Bulls, by the way, on the front row, so no doubt they'll be in the lead of the first corner. We've had an incident, and it's a backwards facing Ericsson. I think they've cleared that up now. And the virtual safety car is deployed. I've gone right into Rosberg. Please tell me I've taken no damage from that. Thank fuck. But yeah, first corner, and already someone was facing backwards. Yeah, there is a Sauber off the circuit. I do believe that is Ericsson, and he's come back on. Meanwhile, you just see me here going into Rosberg. And the VSC is ending then, so we are getting ready to go racing again. And that was cheeky there. Caught Rosberg completely napping. And we have moved up to 9th. I was already returning to racing speed. And, well, some might call that one a bit cheeky, but I did not go over the delta time, so work that one out. Right, I'm up to P9 already then on the first lap, and I'm already catching this little train of cars ahead of me, which, first up to overtake is Bottas. I've gone a little bit wide there. I'll get away with that one. Right, at the end of the first lap then, it's Max Verstappen in the lead, and we are up to 9th already, so we are doing relatively well so far. And now we are right on the rear of Valtteri Bottas. This is a brave one diving up the inside. That is the first time I've seen an efficient overtake there, but you know what? It worked. We are now up to 8th. Perez is next. We are charging through the field right now. Button and Alonso holding it up in the McLarens. So we've got a bit of a McLaren train building. Perez is next. I'm trying not to get too close around there. Okay, here we go then. Now we've got a run on Perez. I think we're going to have to look it into the first corner. And Sebastian Vettel now taking the fastest lap of the race. We nearly lose it on that curve there. Taking the fastest lap. We're diving up the inside of Perez. That's going to be P7. That is P7. Nasser is next. Can we get him really quickly? If we can get him quickly, we might have a chance at getting after the front three. So we are doing extremely well here. This has gone so much better so far than I thought it would. We've gone out a bit wide there. That's going to lose us some momentum. Oh, there's been a crash. There's Alonso that's gone round. I was trying to listen to the team radio. What happened there? Let's have a look. It looks like it's going to be a case of the two McLarens coming together. Let's watch from Alonso's view now as he opens that DRS. And yes, the two McLarens have come together. That's a massive collision there. And all of that kicked off right in front of me. Button's got damaged. Do I go through? Apparently so. We're now back on the rear of Felipe Nasser. Are we going to have the run to get him into the first corner? Well, he kind of went out wide and just gave us the position, really. He gave us the space. We are now up to fourth and catching the front three, who look like they're very close and locked in combat. And Ricciardo then the first of the top few cars. So I'm thinking next lap is the lap to pit the tyres. Ooh, so close to the wall there. Box this lap.
Okay, we can take it this lap.
And Vettel has actually boxed for tyres. So I'm going to have to stay out or lose a lot of time. Vettel has gone against the team and decided, nah, I'm pitting this lap. So that's going to make me stay out another lap. I've gone out wide, and I've now got another lap on these tyres, which are well past their best. I requested to box that lap as well. So Vettel, being the team player he always is, and pitting so that I have to stay out another lap. Still a long way to go, but I'm now coming in for the ultra soft tyres. I've gone wide on the entrance to the pit lane there. That's going to do me no favours. Longer, fresh set of ultra softs now. Here come the leaders. We got a long way to the exit of this pit lane, and they're going to have jumped me long before I come out. Through they go. And that is quite substantial there, so we've got a lot of work to do now if we want to catch them, but they are on soft tyres. So now is the time to really up the ante, and Massa behind us, who I suspect hasn't pitted, in 5th, so we did well just to get out ahead of him, but now we are now going to make a charge and try and get after the leaders. Vettel is on softs. Ricciardo, as far as I know, is on super soft, so let's get after the guys in front of us now. Let's put on a charge. Well, that's going to give everyone the hurry up. We have caught Vettel by 4 seconds in the last 2 laps, and we are just flying out there. We're flying so much, we're flying straight off the circuit. We are now right up the rear of Sebastian Vettel, which means at the DRS zone, we can make a go of it. So now we open that DRS, we are going to try and get closer to Vettel using the slipstream. This might work. We're going to take a dive up the inside. I have no idea what happened there. And we have made it up into 3rd place. Despite our controller messing us around there, we are now up into 3rd. Next up is Max Verstappen. we've had a big crash! We have had a massive crash there and we've damaged part of our front wing. That's a big mistake by us there. And I'm still lucky to be in the race, but that is a massive blow. We now have front wing damage, and I'm just debating, is it worth staying out until the rain comes, even though we got this little bit of damage, and no sooner have we passed Vettel than that happened. And we're losing a lot of time on these left-handers. And that has really blown our race for the moment, at least. Tyre status. So I'm taking a risk here and bringing it in for intermediates. I was already really starting to slide wide. I'm not sure if that was all the front wing damage, but they're replacing my front wing now. It's a big risk to take, but it is raining quite hard already. So I just wonder, is this going to be a decision I later regret, or is this going to be a moment of genius? No, quite a few other cars are pitting. So that's quite interesting. I wonder if they're coming in for the intermediates already. We'll soon see. What's it feel like? I don't know about you, but I'm already getting a bit of spray, so I feel like I may have just called that one. DRS is disabled, so you know what? I called that perfectly. And hopefully I shouldn't lose much more time. We're right on the rear of Rosberg now. I don't really want to be held up by him. So we're going to take a bold move up the inside here. And you know what? He just gets out of the way. There's Fernando Alonso, who's stone dead last and a lap down. Please, I beg you, do not get in my way. And they all pit, so that helps. And we now fly up into what I think is going to be back into 4th place. Oh, that's massively wide for us there. Misjudging the braking spot. We are starting to catch Verstappen just by a little bit. So, gonna keep pushing anyway. Because we have just about found a rhythm. These conditions are really tough. Heavy rain predicted in 5 minutes time. I just wonder how long of heavy rain are we going to have, because is it worth just attempting to stick it out while the heavy rain falls? "11 seconds to Verstappen, so we're just little by little taking little nibbles out of that lead. It probably won't be enough. So I am going to try something a little bit drastic here to stay in front. So if they all pit full wets, we've only got a handful of laps. It might be worth just sticking it out. No signs of any pit stops at the moment. But I feel like we're in that weird crossover part where pit stops could happen. We're now 9.8 behind Verstappen, so we've gained a full second in that one lap. We are now really starting to fly towards him. So they're all really starting to struggle on these tyres. I'm still finding grip, although very little of it. But I'm still finding it, and I'm still confident that sticking it out is the right way to go. Teammate is in the pits. The teammate is in the pits. Is Verstappen in? Yes, he's in as well. So quite a few cars in the pits. I'm not going in though. I believe I can stick this out. The front three then, all unanimously pitting, and we move into the lead. But I am quite comfortable on these intermediate tyres. So if I can just stick this out, there is a potential race win here. Obviously I need 3 seconds of a lead, and they're going to have an advantage on the top those tyres, but I think we can help stick this out. Vettel is catching us quite rapidly now. We've got 3 laps to go. I don't think... Oh, hello, we're in lean mix. So let's knock it up to Rich Mix now and just give it everything we got. Vettel is catching us. So we've got plenty of fuel remaining now to do a Rich Mix run to the end. I'm hoping this will help us keep that lead. It's going to be touch and go, isn't it? And the gap is 7.4 seconds with 2 laps to go.
It seems they fixed whatever problem was. We're coming back up to speed.
And you know what? It isn't just me. This rain is a bit lighter now and the track is a bit drier. There's an incident. Sebastian Vettel is out of the race. I do not believe it. Has he had yet another engine failure in that Ferrari? I do not believe that. He was really starting to catch up. The track is a little bit drier now though, and we are starting to edge back out on all those who are behind us again. So this race has really come to us. We started at the back of the grid, moved up a load of positions because of a big shunt at the first corner, moved into 4th, got past Vettel, hit the wall, and lost that 3rd place. Then the rain came, we had to change our front wing, we lost quite a lot of time. And then when the rain came, we decided to stick it out on the intermediate tyres while everyone else pitted for the full wet. A big risk to take. Vettel started catching us, but then his engine blew and the track has started drying up now. And we're now leading the race, pulling away comfortably from those behind who are still on full wet. So I'm really happy with my decision to just stick it out, and that's really paid off in this race. A bit of a lucky win, but we called the weather conditions right, made all the right decisions. And we're now coming through the last few corners, and if we can just keep it going and not crash, I'm going to take my first ever win around this circuit. Oh, that's the wall there. Drifting it wide, but oh!
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing.
We got a 10-second penalty right at the end for drifting it out wide, but it didn't matter. We still take the win. And I am really happy to take that one. I really thought that one was getting away from us a bit when we were in 4th place, but it came straight back to us when the weather changed. When the heavy rain came, we decided to stick it out on the intermediate tyres, and that is what has won me this race here. I'm really quite happy to take this one. It's my first time ever winning around Singapore.
It's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out,
I can take a bit of a breath now. Unlucky for Sebastian Vettel, who's had yet another engine failure. He was starting to come towards us before his engine failure, but the track was starting to dry out when his engine failed, so I feel we'd have only pulled out a bit further from him. But that is a win I'm happy to take. And that is a win I'm very surprised to have taken.
And after this round of the World Championship,
16 seconds worth of penalty, and we still had 8 seconds to spare.
At the top of the championship after a very good result here today. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
It's a difficult call, but I'm going to have to give it to the Ferrari driver. They pushed and pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today.
And there we go, the championship lead now up to 78 points. And I feel like Red Bull will be kicking themselves for not following my strategy here. Well, Vettel and Verstappen now look to be completely out of the championship running. Ricciardo is just holding on, but it's going to need to take something spectacular from him and a monumental fuck up from us to really bring him back into this. Well, all that remains to be said is thank you for watching, and until the next time, it is goodbye from me. Cheerio, guys.